Some say that an invisible red string is tied around the fingers of soulmates meant to be together forever. As it turns out, you can see these red strings, and have therefore created a highly successful matchmaking business. Part 2. Sharp knocks on the door jolted Ben from his sleep and he groaned, pressing the hotel's lumpy pillows over his ears, and called out, "No room service please." "Come on," an impatient female voice called out from the hallway. Ben squinted at the ancient hotel alarm clock on his nightstand, 8:34 a.m. He muttered a curse. Checkout wasn't supposed to be until 11. He made a mental note to leave a scathing review. Not that he ever would. He finally dragged himself out of bed and swung open the door, dressed in nothing but a t-shirt and boxers. "Allison?" he asked, dumbfounded. She stood there, suitcase in tow, looking thoroughly annoyed. She was dressed in black leggings and a blue t-shirt and her dark brown hair was in a ponytail and not down. But still, he recognized her immediately. She brushed past him without a word, as if she belonged there. "Took you long enough." Ben wiped his eyes with the back of his hand, as he closed the door behind her. "Well, sorry I didn't roll out the red carpet for you, but sure, make yourself at home, I guess." Allison plopped herself onto his unmade bed and exhaled, "Sorry about that, I just didn't want Jason to see me in the hallway." "Jason?" Ben echoed, still groggy. She looked at Ben as if he were an idiot. "My ex. The one you told me to break up with." "Yeah, that was, like 8 hours ago. You dumped him already? Please tell me you didn't do it on the dance floor. I specifically advised against that." "No, I was patient. I waited until the morning," she said, unapologetic. "But obviously he's not going to give me a ride back to the city now, so it looks like you're stuck with me." She shot him a pointed look. "You are going to help me find my soulmate now, right? You're not the kind of man who goes back on his word?" Ben rolled his eyes. "No need for the dramatics. I said I'd help you, so I'll help you. I just wasn't expecting it to be so soon." "Are you busy or something?" she asked, her gaze sweeping the room and lingering on the empty minibar bottles scattered everywhere. "Jesus, aren't those, like, insanely expensive? You are rich." "I'm on vacation," he said, crossing his arms defensively. Even to his own ears, he sounded lame. "Sooner we start, the sooner you get rid of me," she said with a smirk. "That's the most convincing argument you've made yet," he said, reluctantly returning her grin. "Fine, give me 10 minutes to pack, but you're buying me breakfast before we hit the road." "Deal," Allison said, thrusting out her hand with exaggerated formality. Ben shook it, suppressing a grin. For a guy whose deals usually came with contracts full of carefully negotiated legalese and a stack of signatures, the simplicity of a handshake felt almost laughable, and a little bit unsettling. Allison wobbled the laminated menu in front of her. "This is so exciting. I can't believe I'm actually going to meet my soulmate soon. I wonder what he'll be like." Yeah, it's thrilling," Ben muttered, rubbing his stubble. He'd barely had time to brush his teeth, let alone shave, thanks to Allison's rush this morning. He flipped through the seemingly endless options. "Just so you know, as punishment for waking me up so early, I'm getting the most expensive thing on the menu." Allison smirked. "If you want to order the lobster at a diner at 9 in the morning, be my guest." Ben audibly gagged at the thought, and Allison burst out laughing, a warm, deep laugh that, despite being at his expense, Ben found himself wanting to hear again. The waitress, an older woman, came by and poured them some coffee. "What would you like?" "2 eggs sunny side up with white toast," Ben said. Allison flashed the woman a smile. "What would you recommend?" The waitress glared at her, as if trying to figure out whether Allison was playing a joke at her expense or something, but then flatly stated, "Pancakes." Allison returned the menu. "Perfect, thanks." In the harsh diner lighting, with her makeup slightly smudged from sleeping in it, she looked more real somehow, and just as pretty. As soon as the waitress left, Ben leaned in. "What kind of weirdo asks for recommendations at a diner?" Allison shrugged. "I do. Decisions aren't really my thing. You should see me in a grocery store, standing there looking at the 20 different pasta sauces, until I just leave without getting anything." She paused for a second, kind of pathetic, "I guess." "Could have fooled me," Ben said. "You made the decision to break up with your boyfriend of 3 years pretty easily." Allison laughed, but this time there was a bitter edge to it. "Oh, that wasn't my first time breaking up with him. I've dumped him like a dozen times, but we always get back together." She stared at Ben with intensity. "But today was the last time, because once I meet my soulmate, that'll be it." Ben took a sip of his coffee. "You know, just because someone is your soulmate, it doesn't mean it's automatically going to work out. All I'm promising is to deliver you to whoever is at the end of your string. I don't want you to be pissed at me if he's not the man of your dreams." Allison didn't look concerned. "I don't care if he's the man of my dreams. I don't trust my dreams. I'd rather trust fate." Ben sighed. "Fine. But do you even have your passport with you? What if your soulmate really is in Antarctica?" Allison smiled. "Yup, in my luggage. I always bring my passport with me just on the chance that I decide to be impulsive and fly to Paris or something." "And have you, ever, once in your life flown to Paris on a whim?" Ben asked, even though he felt like he already knew the answer. "Nope," Allison said, without shame. "But maybe I will now. Maybe my soulmate is a smooth-talking French man who cooks croissants and shit." Ben grinned. "You don't cook croissants, you bake them." Allison rolled her eyes. "Whatever, he can teach me the difference from our bed in Paris." "Sure," Ben said as their food came. Allison smiled, her eyes sparkling. "Let's eat quickly. I can't wait to hit the road." Without thinking, she grabbed Ben's hand and squeezed. This is so fucking exciting.